Come on, Lucy. Lucy. Right, here we are. It's about 11:30. It's been a long day today. Our electrician came round and we did a few of the lights and other bits and pieces. In some areas, not an improvement. Well, in the areas where the little garden I've got, no. They took one of my lights out and put another light in, a weaker light. Not clever, because it doesn't have as much brightness, which means it's not really doing the job. Disconnected 2 lights actually. Yeah. So I had 3 lights up there, now I've got 2. And the one they disconnected was a more powerful light than the one they put up in its place, so not helpful at all. There you go. I have to have a chat with the boss about it and just say, look, they've got to do something about that, because otherwise, if they don't do it, I'm going to have to try and do something about it. Because, you know, that's not good enough, you know. I've got to have a stronger light there, or that there's a fluorescent light above the area, which you would have seen if you've seen recent videos of pups. That one was useful because at least it was pointing straight down onto the stones. None of the others are. There's bits in the way blocking areas, which is not clever. But of course, then also when I got back, muck, dust, bits of wiring, bits of ceiling, bits of wall, all over the blinking place, outside, inside, on my computer, you know, all in the front room, bedroom area, all over the floor, muck everywhere. Even my clothes, they're taking stuff out of the cupboard. It was on top of the cupboard where the electricity box is, right? It was on top of that area, just above it, on a shelf. They took everything off that shelf, dumped it somewhere else. The clothes that were on top of the bag that was there, they just chucked. Some of it ended up being on the floor. They didn't put anything back where they found it. But, so, yeah. So I'm going to have to bring them up tomorrow and just say, look, you know, I need another light there on top, because you took 2 lights down, disconnected 2 lights, replaced one with a weaker one, and then that was it. You know, the setup in the garden was as it was for a reason. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. But so, yeah, I was out the house from 9 until 2. That was a long 5 hours. That was a long 5 hours. I went to next town over, got some coffee in a little Asher's shop there. Said to the lady, well, she said to me she'll probably see me later. I said about sleep issue, and I'll try and get some rest in the car if I can. I did, found somewhere that was nice and quiet. Nice little place actually to walk the dogs. Got lost a bit, but found my way back to the car, so that's cool. I did do 3 videos, but because there was no real message, I didn't then upload any of the videos. As I say, if there's no real message to go along with the video, there's no point really having the video. So, yeah. So tomorrow will be a day to really recover from today. You know, with everything. You know, probably go to bed a little bit earlier tonight as a result of tiredness. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, subject. Okay, the subject for today is going to have to be based on real friends and real friendship. Again, we're looking at that, but from a slightly different angle. From the point of view of how many people that you know as friends know everything about you, and you know everything about them. Everything. Yeah, warts and all. The worst things about them, the best things about them, etc., etc., etc. Now, most people consider that they may have, I mean, forget Facebook friends and Twitter followers and all that sort of stuff, because they're not really friends. In reality, not really. Most cases, they're not really friends. They're just people who you say hello to once in a while, isn't it, really? Not really friends. You add them as a Facebook friend, but that's because that's what Facebook calls following people, really. You add them as a friend. That's what you did. Didn't mean that you were friends. But so most people have what they will consider as, 6 to 10 really good friends. Really good friends. Yeah. I mean, young people probably would say, oh no, we got 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, you wait until the poo hits the fan in your life. You see how many of those people are left. Mollie, come. Now. Mollie. Come. Yeah, when that happens, when the poo hits the fan in your life, yeah, when things start going wrong, Riley, no, leave. Let's see how many of your friends are still available. Or when the poo hits their fans, let's see if you're still available for them. Because that's a tester. That's when you know. Yeah? Chewie! Chewie! Chewie, come now. Come on, you. Hurry up. Nato, where you been? Where you been, Donut? Come on. Searching for bottles, have you? Okay. Oh, this is open tonight. So obviously you've had the authorities, the police driving down here looking for people because they're the ones who would open this. I could have bought my car on and drove down here, couldn't I? could have done the route they take. Right. I imagine they wouldn't have been too impressed had I done that. But there you go. Well, as I say, when it comes down to it, friends, those two or three real, proper friends that you have who know everything about you and you know everything about them. What you need to understand is that you are immensely honoured by the fact that you know everything about them. And they're very honoured that they know everything about you. Because if you'd listened, I said, you've got 10 real good friends and maybe 20 okay friends, but only 2 friends know everything about you in the other way. So, yeah. Well, it really does depend on you, doesn't it? Really? It depends on you because with some people, they get information about others and they use it. They try and use it to cause problems for those people. They try and use it to blackmail people. Oh, but you do this to me. Oh, no, you're not going to do it. Okay. I'm just going to tell everyone the things I know about you. Okay? You get people like that. I mean, basically, look around. People like that, generally speaking, they're not trusted. With people like that, generally speaking, nobody goes in deep with them in a friendship. You'll know. Oh, you'll know. I mean, I know people who are young now who you can tell they're going to be those people in the future. That nobody's going to want to go in deep in their friendship with them because they can't be trusted because that's who they are. Yeah. Mollie got a bot. Okay. You got a bot, Mollie, Connie? You have? Okay. Come get it. Here you go, Bubs. Good girl. Mollie! Come on, my boy. Well, and certainly if you're a Christian, it is true to say that one friend that you've got is Yeshua. That is one friend that you have. Because Even these two friends that you think know everything about you, they don't. Look in the mirror. Even that person in the mirror doesn't know everything about you, but Yeshua does. Yeah, he still loves you. Remarkable, isn't it? Absolutely remarkable, yes. Yep. Well, you may think you know everything about you. You really don't. You really don't. I mean, as I said before, we're all in a situation where we have things that are going on in our lives, and there's a root to it. There's a place where all that started. We don't know what the root is. Until God helps us to understand where the root is of that thing, we don't know. But God knows. Yeshua knows where that root is. We don't. So do we know ourselves as well as he knows us? Yeah. Not in any way, shape or form, no. The sooner we understand that, the better we are, really. The sooner we understand that, are we the right ones to lead our lives? No, because we don't really know ourselves. Are other people the ones to lead our lives? No, because they know even less about us than we do. Because there's always going to be things that we don't share. Always going to be things that we don't share. And that's normal. That's normal for every person in the world. There will be certain things that they just don't share with other people because it's personal or whatever. So they don't share it, they don't flash it around because it's personal. There's no need to share that, I was watching something earlier, it was Life is Goodish, that thing, and the boat was talking there about leaving reviews for things, and there was one chap who was leaving reviews for every single thing, even the most ridiculous things. So yeah, basically with that bloke, he was telling everyone, even things that he really should have kept to himself, because at one point he had read a book, I think it was a book he had read, or it might have been an audio book, but it was about I will be as discreet as possible, some woman who was forced to do things because she'd been naughty at work and she'd been really badly behaved at work, so her punishment was that all the bosses got to do something to her sexually. And with this man left a review saying it was an awful book. He was the only person to leave a review for this book. He left a review saying what an awful book. And of course, Dave Gorman just said he'd been far better off not saying a thing. Because now, other people may have read that book. Other people probably bought it and thought, oh, terrible book. No point leaving a review on that. Because if I leave a review, people know that I've read it as well. This guy didn't care. He just thought he was asked for his opinion, so he gave it. Not thinking about, whether maybe it would be wrong to do that. That whether it's good for him to share that information with everybody, with the whole world, that he has read that disgusting, stupid book. That's the thing, is that there are things that we don't tell anyone, but all those things the Lord knows. He knows every one of them. He does. Someone left a lolly. Okay, I just saw the stick. It's in its wrapper, so I'll leave it there. If somebody wants it, it fell. That's just rude. How rude do you consider it? Go there. Oh, it is. Oh, of course. That's angle to go downwards. That's why it went down. Hey, there you go. Indeed, yes. So as I say, realise that's what I said. God is the only person who can judge you because God knows you better than anyone else. That's why God is the only person who can judge you. That's why God is the only person who can lead you and guide you. There's so many things about that. Well, 1 second, we're missing a Riley. Riley! Mollie! Where's he gone now? Get here, idiot! What you doing? Come here! You are not supposed to go that far ahead. Are you, nutter? I started off with 5 dogs and I only have 4. There you go, Mollie. You have your bop. There you go. Stay with Daddy, Mollie. Stay with me. You good bubba. Stay with me. Going off like that, you nutter. Oh well. There you go. So yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, that's why giving your life to God is the right thing to do, because God knows you far better than anyone else ever could. Anyone else ever could. Okay, well, first of all, yeah, the devil knows you better than you do. The devil knows you better than anyone else, apart from God. Yeah. Although the difference really isn't much, I guess. Because God knows who you are, He knows who you have been, and He knows who you could be. The devil pretty much knows who you have been, who you are, and to a certain degree, who you could be. You know, God knows your deepest, darkest secrets, so does the devil. God knows your hopes and dreams, so does the devil. God knows every thought in your head, so does the devil. And people have given their life to the devil as well, as to God. Well, to a certain degree, if you think there's no heaven, then there's no hell. If there's no heaven or hell, then there's no God, there's no devil. So just give yourself to the world system. The problem is, when you give yourself to the world system, you are technically giving yourself to the devil. That's the reality. Because it's his system. So therefore, obviously, it's his system, you're giving your life to his system, which is his. And it's him, basically. So, there you go. That's the reality. But, yeah. I mean, if you want to do well in the world, and you want to succeed in the world, and you don't care where you're going to go when you die, go for it. Give your life to the devil's system, to the devil. Absolutely. Give your life to that. Because you'll probably do quite well if you do. Yeah. You'll probably do okay. I mean, certainly if you're an artist, or you want to be in movies, then yeah. I mean, the Illuminati is one of the systems that people try to use to be successful. Of course, another name for the Illuminati is the Masons. It's the same thing. Illuminati is a Masonic order. But so is, and this is an interesting form, the Church of Latter-day Saints is a Masonic church. I mean, most people, including people involved in that religion, don't seem to understand that that's the case, but it is. They are one and the same, basically. They were set up because people started to distrust the Masonic order, and so they wanted to get people in. So another way to get people in was religion. So they started up their own religion with Joseph Smith. It was pretty high level Mason. And of course that belief system is one of the most ridiculous, because it's based upon the fact that they believe that Christianity disappeared completely from the world. But they also believe that John the Apostle never died. John the Apostle is a Christian, right? Yes. So if John the Apostle never died, Christianity could not have possibly died out from the earth. Not possibly in any way, shape or form, because he was a Christian. Yes? He was one of the early Christians. One of the founders. The person who wrote the book of Revelations. So therefore, Christianity couldn't have died out. But you see, for their belief to work, Christianity had to die out, because then God hid these tablets with a new religion for Joseph Smith to find, right? Now, of course, if Christianity hadn't been dead, there would be no need for these tablets, would there? You know, so it's a freaky deaky little setup, to say the least, and that's a demonic one. It's a demonic church. Simple. It really is. It's not a good thing. I mean, you've got to say that some of the people, they're going to be lovely people in that organisation. Of course they are. They're going to be lovely people who believe that they're serving God. Certainly when they go and spend that time overseas, you know, going around to people and speaking to them about God. They believe they're serving God by doing it. Otherwise, why would they do it? See, most of these young people in that belief system, they don't know that belief system is a Masonic church. They don't know that in any way, shape or form. The older people do. The people that, well, not the older people, but the people that have been in the belief system for, you know, decades, they know. Because, you know, they've stayed and they're trusted with the information. But the younger people don't know. Of course, the younger people are key, because you're not going to have people, you know, in their 50s and 60s going around the world spreading their belief. That's for younger people to do. So therefore, the younger people are key. But they can't tell them the truth, because they wouldn't do it, would they? If they knew that they weren't serving God in any way, shape or form, they were serving this Masonic order, they wouldn't fancy that at all, would they? No. Would they? There you go, Mollie Kylie. Well, Jehovah's Witnesses, also demonic church. Again, some lovely people in that belief system. Yeah, indeed. Who again believe they're serving God. Same as the Catholic belief, demonic. C of E. Look at the foundation of these beliefs. Look at where they come from. They're demonic. They're designed to push people away from God. That's why in the Catholic belief, when you've sinned, what do? You play around with some rosary beads. You say a few Hail Marys, job done. Right? At no point do they talk about you having to go through the blood of the Lamb and have a relationship with God and repent and do that. You go and see a priest. The priest deals with all that for you. Right? Well, it's not how. Excuse me? Who is this person? How has this person got any authority whatsoever? Whatsoever. Who is this person? This person who's a priest seems to think he's God's gift or something, doesn't he, really? That's the point. They're not. They're human. They can't do anything. Even the Pope. The Pope is human. Can't do anything. The Pope is not God's representative upon this earth. Not in any way, shape or form. The Pope will not sit at the left hand of God. No. Sorry, Not going to happen. Not in any way, shape or form. I mean, put it this way. If you want to know whether the Catholic Church is a Christian belief, look at what they've tried to hide over the past 40 years. Look at what they've tried so desperately to hide over the past 40 years. And the amount of damage they've done by trying to hide it. That wasn't God. That's demonic. That's the situation. That's the way it is. It is what it is. You know, you're not going to change it by ignoring it. You're not going to make it go away. You know? You've got to acknowledge it for what it is and say that that's the situation. Yes. Yeah. Doesn't mean that we're not condemning all the people that are involved in those beliefs, because we acknowledge that there are people in those beliefs who truly believe that they're serving God and who are doing a good job in their own understanding of serving God, because they're getting out there. I mean, I've always said Jehovah's Witnesses and Church of Latter-day Saints people, they go door to door. Most Christians don't. Most Christians have no interest at all in going door to door. None at all. They just don't do it. Yeah. Send them out on missionary work. They've got no interest in that at all. And yet with certainly Church of Latter-day Saints, I think every single one of them at some point has to go out and bring the word to the people. Has to go out and do that. That's part of the understanding of that belief system. Going door to door is part of it. That's part of what you have to do. Now, I mean, their reason for doing so may be dodgy. Yeah, it may be about bringing more recruits. But according to the people going door to door, it's not dodgy. According to them, they're doing it because they're trying to bring people into God's kingdom. As far as they understand it. So, let's not try and judge those people. Yeah? This is why you need light. This is why the light that we who are Christians are supposed to have, are supposed to shine upon this world, gets shone upon this world. Because there are millions and millions and millions of people in demonic systems who need to be set free from that stuff. They're not going to be set free by me or anyone else telling them that they're wrong. Or telling them that they're in a demonic belief. That's not going to work. That's not going to do anything at all. That's not going to help the situation. You know, what they need to do, they need to see God. They need to see God working. By seeing God working, they will look at their own belief, look at Christianity and God working, and go, okay, that's what we need, that. They'll come over. And I'll tell you what, them coming over with their desire to serve God, they're the ones that are going to make a difference to the church. Because I'll tell you what, the people in church at the moment, there's no desire to serve God. Not really. Desire to serve self, there's a big desire to have it appear as if you're serving God. But to really serve God, not really, no. How do I know this? Look at the evidence, folks. Just look at the evidence. Now, something with regards to the thing that happened last week, Saturday. On that Saturday, that thing, that speaker. The people that introduced that speaker, they knew who that speaker was. They knew what he was bringing. They knew it was lukewarm. They knew it's the sort of stuff that the Lord pukes out of his mouth. They didn't care. Reality is they didn't care. Now, if they didn't know, they shouldn't be in that position of appointing someone to be a speaker on any occasion if they don't know, right? So they're either incompetent in the fact that they are appointing people to speak, but they don't know what that person's going to bring, which is, excuse me, you should. You shouldn't necessarily know exactly what they're going to bring as in what they're going to talk about, but you should know whether they're going to bring something that is likely to be fire or something that's going to be quenched. Come here, Riley. For some reason your collar's gone off again. I wonder if it's because it needs charging. Don't know. It needs charging, okay, no worries. Come on this way. And Lucy's one needs charging as well. Lucy's one was charged the other day, so was Riley's. For some reason they don't seem to hold their charge very well. Yeah, Amber's is pretty good at holding charge, so is Chewie's, so is Mollie's, but you know, Mollie's one's gone off. Come here, you. What's going on with yours? Is yours gone off as well? It's on, it's just your hair's got longer. Okay, cool. Your hair's got longer, Mollie Collie, isn't it? Eh? She needs a slightly thicker one there, because her hair's got longer. Amber's one's a good one, it's nice and thick. Yeah. But it's against white hair, so it shows, whereas Mollie's hair is black. You see with the white hair as a Mollie's, the pink shows through. But where the black hair is, it doesn't show through. Look, folks, I say, when it comes down to it, you look at the evidence of the church. If the people at the church really cared about serving God, no, leave that. That's dirty. Leave it. Leave that. That's rubbish. Don't play with that. No, leave that. It's a good boy, Riley. Well done, mate. Look at the evidence. As I said before, if the church was doing even if you counted it as okay, for the church, you would have had people queuing around the block to get in. I mean, the level of desperation for the people in society is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know, anyone who thinks that if a church was doing pretty well, that you wouldn't have people queuing to get in, you would. You know, people travelling for hours to get to that church. You know, if God was speaking through people, you'd have people travelling for days to get to that blinking church and make sure they were there for the service. The level of desperation and desire is incredible, but not where it should be. Where it should be, there's not really a desire. There's a desire to keep things comfortable. Only they probably wouldn't use the word comfortable. You know, keep it encouraging is what they'd use. Let's keep it encouraging. Problem is, encouraging is comfortable. Encouraging is nice. It's not challenging. See, challenging isn't necessarily encouraging. It is if you want to be challenged. If you're someone who believes that challenging is important, then challenging is encouraging. If you're one of these people that believes that people should never say anything that can be offensive or do anything that can be offensive, then challenging somebody, oh no, you can't do that. That's not encouraging at all. Don't you dare. Don't you dare suggest for a second that maybe people aren't absolutely bloody perfect. Don't you even dare suggest that. Oh. Yeah. I mean, speaking truth isn't welcome. If you're not blowing smoke up someone's backside with your truth, then speaking truth is not welcome. Because it's not encouraging. So, yeah. Let's not pretend for a second that the church is doing well. Let's not pretend for a second that we can rely upon the people that are in the church right now. Because we cannot. That's why I say, if we got the people from the Jehovah's Witness churches or the Church of Latter-day Saints churches, we've got those younger people, they would go out. They would go out door to door, knocking on doors and speaking to people and bringing God to them. Try and get that from the people in the church right now. Try and get them to go and do that. Even pre-COVID, were they doing it? No. Generally speaking, there are some that were. Yeah, pockets of people that were doing it. Pockets, but mainly, no. No. Mainly, there weren't people doing it, no. Come on, Lucy. Jump down, babes. Good girl, Lucy. No, I mean, there were pockets of people, of course there were. I've shared stories about them. There was those people that came to the filling station and gave their story. That they were in the local town. Here. This town here. God told them to come. And, he wanted them to pray for people or something like that. And people were just sort of ridiculing them. They weren't interested in what these people had to offer. And day 1 they came, day 2 they came. Day 3, God said, start praising me. And they're like, Lord, are you kidding me? In the middle of the high street. We're not exactly being made welcome there. People have not exactly been interested, have they, really? They've already started ridiculing us a bit. What are they going to do when we start singing? But they did. And nothing happened. God said, keep on, come on. Keep on, trust in me, keep on singing. And then as they kept on singing, things started to happen. People started coming forward asking for prayer. And then more and more people started coming forward asking for prayer. They had a video where people were offering hugs. I think that may have been the same people. Not sure. It was around about the same time of the year. But again, generally speaking, I mean, they were probably out there for about 3 days. In the video, they've got about 10 or so people coming over for a hug. Now, that may have been the total amount of people that actually accepted a hug. Guarantee you now, try that after COVID. Do it after COVID. You'll probably get 100 times the amount of response. With all these people desperate for a hug. Absolutely desperate for a hug. I mean, people's arms and chests have forgotten what a hug is like. They're desperate for a hug. That's truth, isn't it, really? Come on, this way. Aye. People are desperate for hugs. There was a lovely thing the other day. It was one of these East Idaho Secret Santa things, and the lady, she'd been having a hard time. Now I'm not sure which video it was. There was one. I think there was one where the lady had 96 operations on her jaw. Something wrong there, and all they can do is she's got something growing on her jaw, something like that. And all they can do is scrape it off. It's incredibly painful for her. So anyway, Secret Santa gave her a bit of money and some help, and she was very emotional, to say the least. And she just said to the bloke, "Can I give you a hug?" And then he was like, "Yeah, come on, have a hug." And then she looked at the person with the camera. She offered her elbow. She said, "I'd rather have a hug." So he put his arms out. Oh, and she went in for a big hug with him. And then the sound person got a big hug as well. And, this woman said she's a hugger. She loves giving hugs. And beautiful. Beautiful. But this woman, come on, for goodness sake. The Christians in the area, in Idaho, anyone who God is working through with the gift of healing, go and see that woman. Go and see her. Lay hands upon her. Bring healing to this woman's throat, so she doesn't have to have any more bloody operations. The world system isn't helping her, okay? She needs God. I'm going to have to cut this bit and I'm going to have to put it on that video, I think. I'm going to have to make a little video of that on its own and attach that as a message in that video. And I will link that video to this one actually. Yeah. I won't put this whole video on that because that's a lot of a video to put on there, so I'm not going to do that. I can put a tiny bit, I can cut that bit mentioning that issue and what the church should do. This lady, come on. That's the point, isn't it, really? You know, Christians in East Idaho, in other areas. You know, when you hear stories of people going through stuff like this, respond. You're the ones that the people need. They don't need a secret Santa. Because even the money that they're given, it's not going to last. It might get a few bits and pieces, but that's not going to last, is it? It's only going to be a little plaster over a wound. People need healing. You know, people are going through some really tough crap, you know, all over the world. They need healing. What they don't need is a secret Santa offering to sort of put a plaster over the wound when the wound is infected and pussing out and all that crap. Yeah, the plaster is a lovely thought. Better than nothing, isn't it, really? But, come on. What they need is God. They don't need a secret Santa. They need to be healed. That's what they need. And there's a lot of people like this lady. Yeah, there's a young boy who was on a Riley, walk away, it's poo. Leave it. Dozy dog. If you want food when we get indoors, don't eat poo. Thankfully, you're not a kisser. If he was, that would be bad. Mollie's a kisser. Lucy's a bit of a kisser. Chewie's a kisser. Amber and Riley, not really. No, I get occasional kisses from Riley. Amber will lick hands, but she's generally speaking, I don't think she's ever licked face. But not as yet. Although she's coming out of her shower a lot more. She may start doing that. She might start doing it, I don't know. So, we'll see. We shall see. Time will tell where that's concerned, but we're going back to the car now, so this will be the end of the walk. I'm going to have to do some editing with this video. Yeah. But look, folks, come on. Yeah. Be the light that you are supposed to be. Right? You gave your life to God. You are supposed to be a vessel for Him to use. So, get it sorted. Get it sorted. Yeah, there are lots of people all over the world who are in desperate need for God. And, yeah. If you're in a church and your church starts doing things even slightly, even 20% of your full capacity, if you were doing 20% of what you could be doing, people will flock to your church because 20% is more than most are doing. Come here, babes. Riley, hang it up. Come here, Chew. Let's do your collar. Come here, my baby. Oh, Mr. Chew. Did you want this one, my bub? How you doing? That's Mollie Collie. Do you like, baby girl? Your collar's good, isn't it, eh? Your collar's nice and bright and shiny. Good. Your collar's knackered, so is Lucy's. There's no point in trying to do anything with that. So, here you go, folks. Another walk and talk. You take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. As I say, please, for your own sake, start growing in the way that God wants you to grow. If you're already doing it, well done. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. With all of us, we've got so much further to go than we are right now. God, we do. Oh, if only we understood. If only we could see how far we have to go. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, we can't come here right now. No. We need to see that. It's important stuff. It would be helpful, to say the least. We could see it. Come on, in you come. Come. In you get. Come on, in you come. Come here. Give me that stone. Doesn't need to be in there. Go on in this, off you go. Amber, come. Come on, Amber, in you go. God bless you, young lady. Come on, in you go. Go on, Chewie, off you go. Move now. That's just a young woman walking past, so just said God bless you. You take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.